While Jonathon did the mapping, I wandered around with the camera getting snappy, taking pictures using the infrared lens. That's the radiator side, and that's the exhaust with the back of the silencer absolutely piping hot, and you can see the exhaust gases as well coming out of the tailpipe. What's happening here is that Jonathon's manually editing the map. You can see the green areas on the fuel map. That's where we've held it on the rollers on the load and adjusted the fuel and ignition. And then underneath you can see the graph. And what he's doing is manually adjusting the graph, knocking the figures down. It gets quite fumy in there, and the wind makes my eyes water all the time off the fan. So what's happening here is the car's being driven up on the rollers and load is being applied in steps, and the fueling and the ignition is tweaked to get maximum power at each point. You should be able to do the step changes once it's up into 4 as more load is applied. Fueling is altered by the little knobs, control knobs that Jonathon has. There's a step change, more revs, more load. It's too far away, but it's on the green boxes. But here we go again, another power run, or a partial power run at least. The biggest issue with the mapping was that it was so far out, it was so rich, that Jonathon had to keep getting out and knocking down the fueling on the graph. He did that partial power run before and it just was off the scale rich. He couldn't even adjust it on the control knobs. So he was back out in the car, tweaking it away, getting ready for the next run through to see what it's like. Yep, it was that damn T-bar that we never noticed before. Obviously I've only seen it on the video, so I never realised it came loose when we were on the rollers. And it had loosened the rocket cover off enough that it chucked all the oil out at that end of the rocket cover and down the back of the block. And that's where that puff of smoke was from that previous run. It was just dripping down and running onto the top of the manifold. So we couldn't work out why that would happen, but we were wondering if there was some sort of high pressure in the system. So what I did was I took the filter off the breather, and the idea is on the next run just to put my finger over the end of the pipe and see if there's any pressure being built up in the engine, and the answer to that is there wasn't, so we ended up putting the filter back on. So we're not really sure why the rocket cover and all that decided to vibrate itself. It was a bit like a dog wagging its tail, and then the back end of the tail wags the most, and the top end of the engine seemed to be that point, with the vibrations through the drivetrain and the engine ending up at the high point and loosening things off. Well, that's all we can think of anyway. So that's me putting the filter back on the breather system, seeing there was no amount of pressure to be felt in there. So with that fixed, it was now time for the last tweaks on the map and the last few power runs, just to see what we could get out of it. There was probably more power to be gained lower down the rev range, around about 4,000 RPM, but it pulled strong all the way up to the red line, which is about 6,500, and it was still making maximum power just about that point.